My dad said he'd only pay for college if I prove I'm his. Turns out my mom's been lying about something huge for 18 years. Last month, my dad got one of those Ancestry DNA kits as a Joe birthday gift from my aunt. She thought it would be fun for him to trace our family tree, maybe find some distant cousins or something cool. When his results came back, he called me into his office, looking like he'd seen a ghost. According to this, you can't be my biological son. My world stopped. He'd always been my hero. The guy who taught me to throw a football in the backyard every weekend, helped with calculus homework every night at the kitchen table, promised since I was little he'd pay for any college I wanted. I'd already committed to an expensive out-of-state engineering program at Georgia Tech because of that promise. We'd even toured the campus together last spring and bought me a hoodie. Mom completely broke down when he confronted her. Through tears and hyperventilating, she admitted she'd had an affair with his best friend Jason right around the time I was conceived. She genuinely didn't know who my father was and had been living with that secret my entire life. She said she thought about getting a paternity test when I was born, but chickened out every time. The worst part? Jason had died in a car accident when I was 5. I actually remember him clearly. He was like a second dad to me, always at our barbecues flipping burgers, helped coach my little league team, taught me how to change a tire when I turned 16. He used to joke that I was more like his kid than his own son. I have no way to get answers from him now. Dad looked me dead in the eye, his voice shaking with anger and hurt, and said, "I need proof you're mine, or I can't justify spending $200,000 on someone else's kid. It's nothing personal, but that's my entire retirement fund." My mom begged him to reconsider, getting on her knees in our living room. "You raised him. DNA doesn't change 18 years of being his father. He calls you dad." But Dad had already made up his mind. The trust was completely broken. So here I am, 3 weeks later, waiting for paternity test results that will determine my entire future. The lab said they'd have answers by Friday afternoon. I've been checking my email obsessively every hour, refreshing until my phone battery dies. If I'm not his, I lose my dad, my college fund, and probably my whole family. My mom's side already cut us off when the affair came out. Apparently, they always suspected something but never said anything. My grandma won't even return my calls now. She said she's ashamed of what my mother did. My girlfriend Olivia keeps trying to be supportive, bringing me food and staying over, but I can see the pity in her eyes when she thinks I'm not looking. My friends don't know what to say anymore when I bring it up. They just change the subject. But if I am his, then we just destroyed our family over a stupid DNA kit glitch, and I'll have to live with the fact that my dad was willing to abandon me over money. Either way, the damage is done. Some things can't be unsaid. The university has been calling about my enrollment deposit and housing assignments. I keep making excuses about financial aid paperwork delays, but they're getting suspicious. I can't exactly tell them my college career depends on whether my dad is actually my biological father. Yesterday, Jason's widow, Mrs. Margaret, reached out through Facebook. Apparently, my mom told her everything in a moment of desperation. She said Jason always wondered if I might be his, said I had his stubborn streak, his weird habit of organizing everything by color, and the same dimple in my left cheek that he had. She even sent me photos of Jason as a teenager. The resemblance is unsettling. Now I'm looking at old photos with a magnifying glass, trying to see resemblances that might not even be there. Do I have Jason's nose? Dad's eyes? I'm driving myself crazy analyzing every feature. My mom caught me doing it and started crying again. The worst part is how Dad treats me now. The man who used to brag about my acceptance letter to anyone who'd listen now looks at me like I'm a stranger freeloading in his house. He barely speaks to me at dinner. When I asked him to pass the salt yesterday, he acted like I wasn't even there. My little sister doesn't understand what's happening. She keeps asking why everyone's so sad and why Dad won't talk to me anymore. I don't know what to tell her. Tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow I find out if I still have a father or if I'm about to become an orphan with no way to pay for college and nowhere to belong.